Hi everyone, welcome to another Mama Elephant intro video. This is day 4. All of the releases from the past 3 days, and today will be available on May 15th. So today we are going to introduce the Peonies in Bloom stamp set. This is illustrated by Anna Oswald. Today I'm going to color the images using Copic markers. These are the markers that I'll be using. I've also listed the marker colors down below. I've stamped out the images using Memento Tuxedo black ink on Nina 110 pound paper. I've been loving that paper for coloring so much. It's so smooth and it's so easy to color. So I decided to pick some lighter colors here. I just wanted the line drawings to kind of stand out. I really like the lines on these images. And then I'm just using a little bit darker color. I'm using the same color leaves on all of the flowers and stems. And I kind of took my color inspiration from my wedding bouquet. So those are the colors that I used. Just some celery greens and some neutrals. And I didn't have blue flowers, but I wanted to add blue. So I'm just doing some light coloring, some light shading. I'm trying to make the line drawings kind of stand out. I wanted to achieve a light and airy look in my coloring, so I chose very light colors. And when I'm coloring, I don't color the whole petal. I kind of start from the middle of the flower, and then I like to flick up. So there's just like a little bit of a white edge on the end, and that will be my highlight. I'm also coloring the leaves darker than the flower just so they stand out more. To give the flowers a little bit more depth, after I lay down the light color and flick up, I'm going to take just a shade darker and just add some shading to the bottoms of the petals and flick up, but not all the way, just kind of on the tips there, just to show that there's like a little bit of dimension. And if you kind of need to move fast because you have to make sure your paper is still a little wet from the ink, and it'll blend itself out if the two colors are close to each other. So we have this tiny flower here. I love these. I love the little buds in flower sets so much. I'm not sure why, but I wanted to definitely use this image here. There's also some little edges on the flowers that are super tiny, and then I am coloring those darker than the other parts of the flower. So I'm going to work on my background now. I'm still obsessed with this Woodgrain die. It's a Mama Elephant die. And then I've also cut out the 3D arch banner, but I kind of double die cut. So I die cut out a wood grain panel, and then I cut out the 3D arch banner off that. So my whole card front has that wood texture. I'm just splattering some black on the wood grain just to add a contrasting kind of element. And then I'm going to stamp out my sentiment. The banner is arch, so I'm going to arch my sentiment as well. As you can see, this is blowing my mind. So you kind of have to arch the sentiment backwards because when you stamp it, you flip the stamp over. I hope that makes sense. But I did want to arch my sentiment a little bit just so it would follow the curve of the 3D arch banner. I am going to emboss it in white, so I'm taking my Versamark clear embossing ink and I'm going to stamp that sentiment out, and then I'm going to use some white detail embossing powder and heat set that. I always love the look of a heat embossed sentiment, but I always forget to do it. I love doing the clear, and then I love doing the white, especially on a darker cardstock. I think it looks really nice and it looks really fancy to people who don't make cards. I've cut out the images using the coordinating dies, and now I'm going to place my images on the card front. I went a little heavy on the splatter, but I knew that the florals would be on top of it, so it was no big deal. So I'm adhering it directly to the card using my tape runner, and I'm not pressing it down yet because I want to be able to play with the images and see what the perfect placement should be. I'm also making sure to leave room below the flower cluster for my 3D ribbon banner sentiment. So I'm just being careful and deciding how I'm going to tuck these in into each other. And when I put the tape runner, I put it kind of in the middle so those edges of the images are kind of free so I can tuck in things. So I just decided to do a center flower cluster. And then I'm going to attach my 3D arch banner with double foam tape. The arch banner does have a little bit of dimension, and I wanted the card to just have a little bit of dimension also, since the flowers are flush to the card. There's no dimension. So there it is. This is a super easy card. All the work kind of went into the coloring of the images, and that was really fun and super easy using the light colored Copic markers. And that's it. I'm calling that card done. Here's a picture of the completed card. I hope you guys enjoyed the project. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the Mama Elephant YouTube channel and tap that bell to get notified of future videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome day and happy crafting. Bye guys.